Good evening, all you beautiful people. Welcome tutorial. What is this? Number 5? 4? 5? 5. I think it's 5. Anyways, let's move on and make... No, not the arms. We're going to make the belt, the mid area. The arms, you know what? That's a great video, but it does have a lot of complex techniques, and I really want to save that one till the finale. Before we get started, load up the torso. I want to get actually three measurements. So let's scroll here, and you'll notice I'm in my start workbench. Every workbench has the same common features, and one of them is a measurement. So this one's pretty cool. You can just grab 2 points here and here, and you can see our distance is 4.85. And the other distance I kind of wanted, just getting here, click here, 12.45. Beautiful. And the last one I want to confirm is the angle between here and here. Unfortunately, we can't do that with this tool. If you go into our part design, go back to our sketch for our original pad, we have it here. As you can see, our measurements that we took earlier are still there. So this is the angle I want to get. The easiest way to get that angle is if you click here, you'll notice that I'm changing the colors of my constraints. If they're blue, they're reference only. And one that we really haven't used yet is to check our angle. So we'll just click that one. Now I can just click here, and I got my angle. 80.9237. Beautiful. We got that. Those are the numbers I wanted to get. And you know what? I was able to teach you 2 quick commands. All right. So from here, let's just start a new sketch. So we could just go File, Close All, discard the changes. We won't need them anymore. Create New. We were already in Part Design. That's where we were at before. And I'm going to close this down here. And of course, we want to make a body. And let's make a sketch. For this one, you know what? I'm feeling a side view here. So let's either grab left or right. I'll grab right. It won't really matter. It's the YZ plane. Okay. All right, we're ready to go. You know what? We're going to rock this one out pretty quick, boys. I always plan out how I design these, and I want to make sure my center is there. So you can see my concentric mate popping up, which is this icon right here. So that's where I want to base everything around. So I'll just make my box here, and I want to make another box right there. And the first thing I want to do is give me a diameter. So the diameter of the circle is going to be 7 millimeter. And we're good. It's green. It's all constraint. That's good. Now we want to do constrain the box. Pick this command right here for equal. Create symmetric. Create here. Click here. And of course, click in the middle line. And now we're concentric to there, or equal distant. We're gonna give them a length, and the length on this one is a little bit bigger, so 7.84. And of course, now we want to give this a height as well. So the height on this, 2.18 millimeters. And now I'm gonna take this guy, and of course we still have 1 degree of freedom. And if you ever want to know where your degree of freedom is, you can click this button right here. Select degree of freedoms, and you'll kind of see things go green. That means, there you go, this is the guy. I don't know if you saw that. Let's click off, see how they're all red. There, that went, the box, all the points on the box went green, just to tell me. I know that my center point is supposed to be cut out here by the circle. And from here to the top of my circle, I have that measurement. But I can't go from here to the top of my circle, but I can go to the midpoint. If you type it in here, it will just do the calculation and you can't go back and see it. If you type it in here, 7 millimeters, I forgot to divide by 2. And of course, we want to add 1.28 millimeters. You guys have seen me make this mistake a lot of times. And there you go. That's the shape I'm looking for. However, I want to extrude all that, and if you've seen my hat video, you'll know this can cause problems. So we need to trim these up. Let's get going here. A little trim here. We're going to do a little trim up here. And look at that. We're still constrained. We're still done. Look at that. That's probably the hard part done there. So let's go that, and let's close it up. So of course, you know the next step. Let's make this a pad. And I want this to be symmetric to plane. And of course, my dimension for this guy, 14.2. And now that we have this measured out, you know what? Let's do a little bit of fancy work. Click on here, and let's sketch on that surface. Of course, start from the center, bring it out, 7 millimeters, you guys guessed it. And now I'm 100% constrained, that's what I want. And now I want to cut in. So I'm going to make, of course, a pocket. The length that I'm going for, let's just do this as an equation again. So I knew I was on 14.2 millimeters. I want to subtract 1.6 millimeters from that. That's going to be our middle area there. And I want to divide that by 2. And of course, let's not forget our brackets. Orders of operations do count. Hit OK. And there you go. Now I got that cut out here. Click OK. And the next part is I want to build this little knob. You know, this is what holds our Lego man together. So let's go click on the surface, click sketch. And this is why I chose the circle for the center of my model. There's so much work to be done off of that point that it's just the way to go. And if you can find a nice point like that to work out of, where a lot of your stuff intersect, you're going to be a real happy panda. So the radius for this guy is 2.36. And if you're wondering how I'm getting these numbers, good old Mr. Caliper, because none of this is on that drawing that I provided. So of course, next that we've done that, you know what? Let's pad this guy out. Close up the drawing, pad her out. And of course, we want 2.5 millimeters. That's how far it sticks out. And of course, we got one last thing we need to sketch. Click on the surface, make another sketch. And there's this little catch to keep the Lego man's foot there. It's another circle. And you guessed it, 2.36. This one has a little cutout in the top. So let's put this cutout in and I'll show you a really cool trick. I'll close this for now. I just want to hide everything. Of course, again, hit spacebar to hide. So let's go back in here, edit the sketch. And of course the pad comes back just to drive me nuts. When you draw a line, let's pick a line on 2 different points. And of course, this is what I'm looking for. Our concentric icon right there. And I'm also looking for this guy right here to be horizontal. Now, as you move this up and down, now it's locked in. So the little cutout there, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just there to make it easy to slip on. So we don't actually have to be that accurate. But we'll give it a dimension anyways. Let's go from here to here. And you know what? I'll give it a dimension of 0.8. That looks about right. Now that I've done that dimension, we can use our trim tool and of course trim this out. And that will get us kind of what we need. There is a little barb that keeps our Lego man leg from coming out. And that just extends at the bottom. So we can actually do this by taking this guy here, click on the center, and I know that my center has this mate right here. So I'm going to delete that mate, which will kind of break our sketch because now I can kind of go any way I want. And what I want to do is take the center point of my circle and use this mate, fix point onto object right there, and click here. And now I'm on this guy. So then I want to give this guy a dimension just to give me a little bit of an offset. So let's go from here to here. And you know what? I like 0.2 millimeters. And of course, now we're set again. We can close this up, put everything back. And you know what? that will give us our little barb. So again, we'll pad this out, and the barb is not padded out by much. I think it is like 0.2 millimeters. Maybe a little bit more. Let's go 0.4. And that's a quick way just to do that. If you wanted to adjust this, play with the center, all that, you're more than welcome to. Good enough for the girl's eye date, as the old saying goes. So now that we have all this done, it's time to work on the top. And you know what? I can either do two things. I can either get this top set up and just do one mirror and mirror everything over, and then we'll be done. Or I can do a mirror right now and just get the bottom parts. So what do you guys think we should do? All right, you sold me. Let's do it all in one go. So we want to sketch on top surface here. Click. Sketch. And oh no, which one are we? Okay, we are right here. So what we want to do is use a few of our construction lines. So the construction lines for this is just going to be a box. I want to make this line and this line equal distant, so that if I change this, it's always a perfect square. And I want to make sure that it's centered to my line. So click. And of course, use my equal or symmetric constraint. All right, now that we got that going, oh, what did I do? What did I do? I hit escape. That's what I did. Let's give one of these a dimension. So we'll give this guy here the dimension of 4.85. So that's what we had before. And I always like to pick a common point. Let's go from here to here. And the dimension I want to use, 12 point, we'll go 4.8 millimeters. It was 4.9, but we'll round down. We'll divide that by 2. And I'll subtract 4.85 millimeters. And that will get me the perfect location for this guy. And if you guys are wondering what I just did, 12.85 was our top to bottom, right? So I had to divide that by 2 just to get the offset for this guy. And then I wanted to subtract 2.54, which would have gotten us this. But it doesn't look quite right. My math might be off somewhere. Let's do a reference line. From here to here, 6.24. Yeah, we sure end up with that. The math says we're right. Oh, I know what's going on. I was thinking about this being equidistant, guys. So if you look at our Lego man, guys, I was thinking that I'm a little short in dimensions here, but this is why. Because our center here, our little belt line, is shorter than our end here. Beautiful. So we are good. Excellent. So now that we have that, I kind of want to center back up. There we go. Let's make an arc first. If you have a Lego man for reference, you'll notice that there's these weird arc things in the box. So we'll just kind of do this. There's one arc. There's another arc. And I'm paying attention to my snaps so you can see my coincidental or whatever it's called, or fixed point to object snap right there. And wait for it to happen again right there. I don't really care what I'm doing right now because I'm just trying to get the general shape. Now that I got the shape here, I can flip this guy back to normal mode, and I want to give, let's give this guy a radius. So I want to give this guy a radius, and I'll say 1.2. Sure, good enough. So I want to make all these equal. So if I select this guy and this guy, I should be able to click this create equal constraint button, and now they'll be the same size. So I can just do the same for these. Equal and equal. And if you wanted to test that out, see, they'll all change. So now what we need is a couple of lines here. So we'll do a line that joins this guy and this guy. Line that goes this guy. And I'm watching for that little cross there for my coincident construction. This guy, and this guy. All right. So now we should have fully constrained sketch and it should be fully closed, which is going to be awesome. There is a hole that comes in here. We can either make the hole right now or we can just do it on a sketch. And you know what? Let's just make the hole right now. That's kind of the way I'd like to do it. So this hole is a little bit weird because it has a flat spot in it. If I select this guy here, and I'm not sure what size this is, Mr. Caliper to the rescue, 280. And that's why I actually like to work with diameter a lot, because I could just take a reading out of a caliper in a circle and go. So there you go. So that's what this guy looks like. But wait, there is more. Of course, I want to center this guy up. So let's do that. I'm already bound left and right on the line. But now what I want to do is give it another check. So let's go from this guy to the middle. And of course, our formula is 4.85 millimeters, which is the box dimensions, divided by 2. So this guy, let's click here. Let's click the line there. And I'm waiting till I get the little line here to make sure that I'm horizontal. So we'll take that guy about here. And you know what? Let's trim this up here. And that's the shape we have. And of course, FreeCAD is screaming at us because we are not fully constrained. So you know what? It's just one dimension. Let's make it happy. Click, click. And you know what? Let's go 1.28. There you go. And that's what that guy looks like. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. It's a pad. Beautiful. So we'll pad this out. And we're looking at about 4 millimeters. So let's do that. And this guy is almost ready. Look at that. One more thing. We just got to put a nice little cut there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to work off the front plane. If I ever wanted to lock onto that exact position, there is a little bit of a trick. You can click here to create an edge linked to exterior geometry. Click there, and there you go. Now I have actually a line in my sketch. Actually, you know what? We'll do this. There you go. There's my red line. The magic cut button. It does it all. So quickly here, let's grab our polyline tool. Boy there. We'll grab onto that. And I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm just kind of free sketching here. And of course, my last ones I missed here. So I can always just select this guy, and give it our mates manually. Let's give this a height just to make everything happy. And I want to go slightly bigger. So I'll even go 5 millimeters. On the bottom here, I'm not really picky. So let's just select here and give it, 2 millimeters sounds good. And of course I hit escape. Guys, what are you going to do with me? So now there's 1 degree of freedom left and it's right here. And you know what? The nice thing about that degree of freedom is we can actually constrain that as well. Now, I don't have to constrain it from here to here. I can actually constrain it from here to here. So this is the command right here, fixed an angle. So let's select this guy here. Let's select this guy here. And he says, oh, I'm about 70 degrees. Well, you know what? What was that number? 80.92. And you know what? I'm just going to round it off to 4. If you want to draw it this way, put it up here to make it easier for you to remember. You're more than welcome to do that. Close this up and you know what's coming. Click this guy here, and of course I want a symmetric plane cut both sides. Let's go a little bit further in. How far in do you guys think we should go? We know that this is 7, so let's make it a full 7 just in case. We'll go okay, and look at that. We are almost done. You know what's left to do? Of course, pick everything except for the original pad, so our pocket and below. And we can use the beautiful mirror command. And it's going to ask us where we want to do this. And this is the one that always screws me up. And we can, of course, choose. Nope, not horizontal. vertical. Right? And now I'm not sure why it's not working. But how about we go this guy? What's this guy? Let's go for YZ. And look at that. That's it. That's all there is to it. Congratulations, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Did I go a little too fast for you? Do you want me to slow things down? Anyways, guys, like always, I'm a small YouTube channel, so send me a like. It really does help me get noticed by the algorithm. It's bringing more subscribers in, which, of course, is getting me really jacked to make more content. And as always, guys, stay smart, stay safe. Psst, one more thing. If these lines here are driving you nuts, all you have to do, mirror, redefine to true. Don't tell Pasty I came in and told you.